Over the past 35 years, I've had the privilege to help literally thousands of everyday Australians set goals that they actually achieve. Not goals that we write down once and then forget about. Big life goals, big financial goals that they achieve like clockwork. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact strategy that I use with all of my clients, a strategy that you can use to set and achieve your big life goals, your big financial goals in 2026. So if you're tired of setting goals and then seeing nothing change, then this video is absolutely for you, because in this video, I'm going to share with you step by step the framework that I use with all my clients, the framework that you can use, the framework that will help you achieve your life goals with confidence and with absolute certainty. And if after watching this video, you would like some help, some support, some encouragement to make your life goals, your financial goals a reality, then can I encourage you to check out the link in the description below to my Money Boss Academy 2026, where we will help you become the money boss of your life and take control of your financial future. So let's have a look at what we're going to cover in this video. Firstly, we're going to look at getting clear on what you really want, and more importantly, why do you want it? Why is it important to you? Then we're going to look at identifying a realistic monthly surplus. In order to achieve these big life goals and in order to achieve these big financial goals, we need to make sure that there is some money that we can start allocating towards that goal. Then we want to build our foundation. It's not as simple as going, okay, I've got some extra money, let's just throw it at this goal. Because if something unexpected turns up, it's going to derail our plans really quickly. So we want to build our foundation first. Then we want to set a time frame. Once we know what our surplus is, we should then be able to identify, well, how long is it going to take me to achieve each of these goals? And then, of course, we want to be able to track your progress. This is what keeps you focused and motivated as you're working your way towards this goal. It's also what's going to help you to say no to distractions so you can say yes to this big, important goal. Then we're going to talk about the importance of recruiting an accountability partner to help you stay on track. And finally, we're going to end up with a very quick summary. So let's start by getting really clear on what your goals are. Take the time to immerse yourself in what's really important to you and why. This is one of the things that brings me the greatest joy in the work that I do, is helping my clients get clear on what they want and then helping them actually achieve it. But you can't get there unless you know very clearly what it is you want and why. I regularly meet with people who walk through life going, oh, it'd be so nice if we could go on a holiday. It'd be so nice if we could buy a house. Or it'd be so nice if we could pay our house off early. And yet they never take any real concrete steps to make these things happen. They never get beyond wouldn't it be nice? The first step to making your goal a reality is to take the time to think about, is this something that is really important to me? If it is, why is it important to me? And then going through a process of identifying, well, what is it that I need to do to make this happen? So what we need to do here is we need to describe the goal. What is it? Is it I want to get married? Is it we want to start a family? Is it we want to take the family overseas on a holiday to Disneyland or somewhere like that? Is it we want to buy our first home? Is it I want to buy a car? What are those life goals that are important to you? And everyone is unique. So just make sure that the language you use is very specific to you. Describe it, write it down. Then what we want to do is, what will it cost? How much is this goal going to cost me? And this is one of the biggest things that most people miss, yet I believe this is one of the biggest steps towards really clarifying and solidifying this as a goal that you want to achieve. How much is it going to cost me? Then what we want to do is, when do you want to achieve it by? Ideally, when is this thing going to happen? That helps us figure out the priority order of your goals. And what steps are you going to take to make it happen? What are the steps you're going to take? Now, obviously, with my clients, I step in and I help them work through what these steps are going to be. And I'm going to share a lot of that with you in this video today. But the important thing here is that we write it down. It's all written down as a plan. And having that then will just help, and especially having it somewhere where you can see it regularly is going to be very powerful in terms of keeping you focused and helping you say no to the distractions that are inevitably going to come up along the way. Okay, so first thing, let's get clear on your goals. Second thing then is to identify a realistic monthly surplus. Now this is super important, is to go through and identify what are all of your expenses. Now on the screen here you can see just a snapshot of the front page of my budget worksheet, which is like a summary page where we sat down, we've worked out, well, what is our income for the month, and then what do we allocate to all our expenses throughout the month. Now the worksheets will help you do this in more detail, because there's separate, like each of these, underlying each of these is there's a whole bunch of expenses in every day. So like groceries, petrol, parking, entertainment, bought coffees, bought lunches, utilities, communications, etc. They all have separate subcategories under them in the worksheets. This is just a summary page. But the important thing here is we can see your income, we can see what all your expenses are on a monthly basis, and then we can see clearly down the bottom what is your surplus. Please take the time to do this, otherwise we are just guessing. Having this number here is going to tell us all sorts of things. It's going to tell us what sorts of goals are realistic. It's going to take us how long those goals will take us to achieve, and so on. So please take the time to identify what your surplus is. If you would like a copy of my budget worksheets, there is a link in the description below so you can get started on this part of the process. Once we've identified a potential monthly surplus, then what we want to do is start building our foundation. Now, it's one thing to say, I have a potential monthly surplus on paper. It's another thing for that to become a reality. So ideally, we have some kind of budget or money management system that ensures that that surplus money, that $1,222 does eventuate every single month. So having a budget ensures that our income is consistently greater than our expenses is really important. Now, it doesn't have to be a budget. There are ways to budget without having a budget, but having some kind of money management system that ensures that firstly, there is surplus cash flow each month. Secondly, that ensures that we have our known expenses covered so that when things turn up, when the bills turn up, when the big known expenses turn up, the money is just sitting there in our operating account ready to go. We then, once we've got our operating account covered, and if our income coming in is greater than our expenses coming out, that operating account will fill up and eventually it will overflow. When it overflows, we want to use that overflow, that extra $1,200, to start building up our rainy day fund. The rainy day fund is there for the unexpected expenses, the dog getting sick, the car breaking down, needing root canal therapy, or perhaps, like happened to us earlier this year, the furnace for our heating system died. Those things happen, so we need to make sure we have a rainy day fund set aside for that. And ideally, that is about 1 month's worth of your operating expenses. So if we have a look back here at our budget worksheets, you can see this client's operating expenses were $1,397 a month. So ideally, that is what we have set aside in our rainy day fund to cover the unexpected. Now, the beautiful thing is once we built these steps in place and our income is consistently greater than our expenses, those pools up above stay full. And now the surplus cash flow can be put towards achieving our big life goals. And the spreadsheet that I use with my clients is this spreadsheet here. Every single month at the end of the session, what we do is we work out, well, how much did you need in what are your operating expenses? So this client, their operating expenses was $6,000 a month. And we've said, okay, 1.5 times $6,000 is what they need in their personal transaction account. We then update these figures and say, well, what did you actually have in your personal transaction account? They go, well, I had $11,500. Fantastic. We only needed 9, so we have $2,500 surplus money. Now, this is really important because you can see here what's happening is we're being very intentional with our money. One of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to managing money and working towards goals is they leave money slushing around in their operating account or in their savings account, and it becomes very easy to get lazy. We don't want any lazy money. Every dollar has a purpose. This is really key to you achieving your life goals. If we can say here, well, we only need 9, anything over and above that should be taken out. Then we look at our rainy day fund. Well, how much we need in a rainy day fund? Well, it's the equivalent of our personal operating expenses, our monthly operating expenses. So we only need $6,000, but at the moment, fantastic, we already have $6,000 in our rainy day fund there. So we don't need to add anything. So what that means is this $2,500, it isn't needed in this pool. So we come down here to our debt elimination pool. So in our debt, we have at the moment, we've got debt here. You can see that we've got $8,500 of debt. And we know that if we could see that $2,500 every month, it's only going to take us 3.4 months to get that debt paid off. So can you see that again, every dollar has a purpose? And when I work through this with my client, it's really exciting because every time we tick off a box, we can go, yes, we're one step closer to achieving that goal. Now, you might be in a position right now where automatically, once you put all this in place, you go, well, personal transactions full, brilliant. Rainy day funds in place, brilliant. I don't have any debt, fantastic. Maybe you've even got cash reserves. So in this case, three times the $6,000 is $18,000, which we want in our reserves. You can see at the moment they've only got 10 in their cash reserves, which means that they're still about 3 months away from having that. But you might already have these pools full. The important thing about this process is you can see every single month we can see our progress. We know how much we need to move to the next step, and then that allows us with confidence to fill up each of these pools, and then we get down to our life goals. And we can see for this person here, they've got $10,000 for them. This particular client, it was they want to buy a new car or a second-hand car. $10,000 is the goal to spend. It's just a run around town. We know that it's going to take them, once we've got these pools full, it's going to take them about 4 months to knock that off. And so I hope you can see here that by every month, by coming back to this and going, I know how much the goal is, I know how much my surplus is, I know which stage of this process I'm up to, we can then start to achieve these life goals with certainty. And right now, I've got clients who are achieving all sorts of amazing life goals because every month we take the time to go through this process and we know that they're working their way towards the goals. And once this foundation is placed, once we've got our known expenses covered up here, once we've got our rainy day fund in place, once the debt's gone, once our personal reserves in place, then all the surplus just keeps flowing down here and flowing into whatever our next life goal is. And my clients, because of this, are able to work from literally move from goal to goal to goal and just ticking these life goals off. Every year there's another life goal or another couple of life goals achieved. Now I'm hoping you can see that this is actually a really fun process and it helps you stay focused and intentional with the way that you manage your money. This is how my clients have been able to tick off their life goals like clockwork. Now there's one other thing that can really add to this, and that is to recruit an accountability partner. There's a fantastic book by a guy called Robert Cialdini, who the book's called Influence. Now, in the book, he talks about the psychological principle of commitment and consistency. And he talks about how when we tell ourselves we're going to achieve something, that's one level of commitment. When we write it down, that's the second level of commitment. But when we write it down and share it with someone, that's a whole new level of commitment, a third level of commitment, which means we are far more likely to achieve those big goals. So can I encourage you to take the time, those questions that we asked initially, what is the big goal? Why is it important to me? How much is it going to cost me to achieve that goal? And what steps am I going to take to make that goal a reality? Can I encourage you to write those down and share those with someone you respect, someone who cares about you, and ask them to keep you accountable? Having an accountability partner on top of the process that I've just shared with you will significantly increase your chance of achieving your life goals and your financial goals in 2026. Now, if this video has been helpful so far, can I encourage you to please click the like button because that helps this channel reach more families. And please subscribe because every week I release more practical, no fluff money strategies to help you and your family thrive financially. So let's now have a look at the summary. Firstly, we had the look at the importance of getting clear on what you really want. Why is this goal important to you? How much is it going to cost? And what are the steps you're going to take to make it happen? Then we had a look at identifying a realistic monthly surplus. As I mentioned before, there's a copy of my budget worksheets in the description below. So please make sure you grab a copy of those. Then build your foundation. Take the time to prepare for the unexpected. Make or have some kind of budgeting system, money management system that ensures that your monthly surplus becomes a reality because that is the water in your cascade. Then we want to make sure we've got all your known expenses covered. Then we want to make sure you've got your unexpected expenses covered. And from that point onwards, all your surplus money can confidently go towards achieving your life goal. Once we have the foundation in place, we then want to have some kind of system that allows you to track your progress and identify how long is it going to take you to achieve each of your goals. This is what then allows you to start ticking those goals off like clockwork. And the last step in this process is to recruit an accountability partner, to share the system with them, to ask them to keep you accountable for doing the things that matter, for doing the things that are going to help make that surplus a reality every month, so that that surplus can be used to work your way through the cascade and ultimately achieve your life goals. So that's the process. I genuinely hope that this has been helpful. If it has, please click the like, please hit subscribe. And if you would like to learn more about how you can get support and accountability to make your life goals a reality, can I encourage you to check out the link in the description below to my Money Boss Academy 2026, where we will help you become the money boss of your life, where we will help you to take control of your financial future and to make your big life goals, your big financial goals a reality. And please remember, it is the little habits and strategies that you put in place today that could literally make $1 million difference to your future. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.